Good afternoon, how are you today? I hope you've been well. My name is Eleanna, I'm a makeup artist and I'm gonna play with makeup. I was going through my videos trying to figure out what I could do as a makeup tutorial. I haven't done a red lip look. I've done a red lip contour in my how to contour small lips video, but I haven't done a makeup look with a red lip. So let's do that today. As always, I am going to gloss over the foundation part because I will do a foundation routine in time and it's going to take up a lot of time anyway, so let's get on to the actual look, shall we? As I was doing my foundation, I realized that I'm maybe needing to test out some cream products. For the first time, my skin is feeling normal, so using matte products feels very drying. Maybe I'll be able to expand my complexion routine eventually into creams instead of powders. Maybe I'll start being able to use highlighter again because I haven't used highlighter in years because I have natural oil. So that being said, I don't know how much ground my updated foundation routine is going to hold. I'm going to do it anyway because I said I was going to, so I'll do it. I've got a new concealer that I'm going to buy soon and I'll do it then. But yeah, I might be able to start using some cream products soon, which is exciting because I've never used cream products and they look so natural and I love when other people use them. And that just made me really excited. So let's begin. Using my fluffy Real Techniques eyeshadow brush, I'm using Swan. I'm going to put this all over the lid and above the lid as well, like everywhere, because I want to be able to blend out every other color, but this pale is going to be my base. And I do want the black to be able to blend easier, so I think having a powdered base, I do have powder, like translucent powder on my eyes, but eyeshadow powder is made differently. So I'm going to hope that that blends well. And there's no real like rules or anything to it. It's just kind of put it everywhere. It's too light to see anyway, so it doesn't need to be blended or anything. Just put it everywhere. And we'll go back in with it later to add more as we like, as we need. I've got a very small, very thin angle brush and taking Bonnie right here, just a couple light dabs into this color. It's a very pigmented color. I'm going to create a faux wing and a V just above my natural crease with a little more color because that wasn't enough. Taking my pencil brush, which I usually take in to add depth, I'm going to blend this into my eye. Now, I'm going to try and go a little... Well, no, it's too late now. Never mind. I was going to try and go a little higher, but I think I've blended this out like more straight like I normally do anyway, just out of instinct. Damn it, this has brown on it. I'm also going to take the Bonnie and from underneath as well, try and connect it. If you're like me and have a semi-hooded eye, or if you have a hooded eye, I think your best bet would be to do things from underneath as well, because your skin on your eye is going to fold over anyway. So it's not going to fold over the bottom part of your eye. So what I might do now, take that pencil brush and a little bit of Bonnie and just kind of fill in and try and blend upward at the outer corner of the eye. I'm going back and forth between the two brushes because the thicker brush can't make a point and the thinner brush can't blend, so. And as always, with blending with this brush, this pencil brush, I always go in with a light hand. I don't know if it's because my eyelids are a little dry at the moment or if it's because this isn't a blending brush, so if you try blend with it, it's gonna look, I don't know, splotchy, blotchy. So I do it with a light hand. And I'll go back later and I'll fix that as I go along. I'm just going to do the same to the other side. This side's going to bug me because it's watery for some reason today. So I know that no makeup is going to actually stick to the outer corner of this eye. Plus I have my aircon going because it's really hot today. It's like 30 degrees. So please bear with me. Like, there's nothing I can do about a leaking eye that I know of. I think if I use truffle, it's going to distract from the black. So I'm instead going to use Nude, which is this color here. I'm going to use, I've got this Zoeva brush, it's small because it's a sample, normally it's like a regular size, and I don't know what it's called because it's all scraped off by now, but I'm going to dab into that nude color, and again with a light hand, just dab to distribute the color softly above the crease and into the brow bone. And I'm dabbing because I only want to distribute a little bit of color, but also dabbing does blend, it just blends it subtly, and just tapering it out at the end because I've got that point there. And then when I finish dabbing, from that corner, from that outer V, swipe inward. Not in and back out, just inward, to follow the groove of that shape I'm doing it like this so that black is not so harsh because I'm using a shadow. If I was using a liner and I was doing a graphic eye, sorry, if I was doing a graphic eye, I would want that black to be sharp, but I don't think this is going to be that. I think I'm going to just keep it soft and sort of flirty, but also not your typical classic eye. And just taper the outside so it doesn't look like the color cuts off without any additional product. After everything you've used, just taper it out. And for now, I'm going to leave that like that. With that same blender brush from before, I'm using Swan again, that lighter color. And I'm putting more of that here in the center and on the inner corner of it, because I do want that to pop. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put glitter. I don't think I want to. I'm going to add a little more black under my eye, using the same angled brush from before and Bonnie. I do this anyway. Where's my thing? I do this anyway when I add liner, like after I add liner, but I'm trying to map out sort of the shape as well here. And I might, with the same pencil brush that I've just been using this whole time, take Nude from that Born This Way palette and just dab lightly from the middle outward. Actually, fuck it. No, we're going to swipe because it is under the eye. Typically with under the eye stuff, if you haven't watched my videos, I do tend to go harder than the top of my eye. Alright, so I've ended up taking that Nude throughout the whole under eye, and I know that I'm going to go back in with black anyway to darken it, so I'm going to leave that here for now. Okay, so I'm using the KVD liquid liner, the tattoo liner, and I'm going to follow the lines that I've created, but not trace them, because I do like the smoky effect, and this isn't going to be a sharp look. It's not like a graphic eye, so it's not going to have that sharpness. There's no other way to put that. I'm going to take this from just under the eye and follow that line out. Usually I draw a line up until the crease is there, but because I don't want to go over the shadow, I might change my mind in a second depending on how many mistakes I make, but drawing a line from that point, maybe extending the point because we do that, into, for now, the center of the eye, just to make sure we get that nice and even. When I do my eyes, because I have that hood, I do raise the liner at the hood and then bring it out to meet the point. I have to do this again because it's all jaggy. Okay, so on the inside of the eye, I go a little under the eye with my liquid liner. I know you probably shouldn't, but the crayon that I use to go in the waterlines, it's too thick and it doesn't have that nice point. And I'll bring that from underneath and then I'll bring it over the top and lightly distribute that color and bring it to even. I normally start the eyeliner from after the mid part of my eye because eyeliner closes the eye and I already have sort of narrow eyes, so normally I try to do that. I messed up today, so we're just gonna go with it. Okay, I have tried and failed to make this as even on both sides because my left eye is greatly different to my right eye, so I have to compromise. It's alright. When I put on lashes, you can't really tell anyway. Now that that's done, that fluffy brush is by Zoeva. I'm going to take that again and dip back into that color Nude, and with a light hand and swiping motions, add a little more color to the top here, or else it looks like there's nothing there. So yeah, I like that. Pencil crayon, I will write the details below. I can't pronounce this to save my life. In the upper waterline and the lower waterline. Really dark, really smoky, we love it. Speaking of really smoky, I am going to use my pencil, no it's not, that's a lie. My angled brush back in with Bonnie, and I'm going to darken again that bottom part. I like things dark. If you haven't been here, I like things dark. So just a little more of that Bonnie color underneath that. My pencil brush that I've been blending things with this whole time, and just buffing that out a little bit, because that I feel like that brings more balance to my eyes anyway. It doesn't bring balance to everyone's eyes, but especially with this eye line that stays more straight as opposed to inclined, I feel like it does add that balance. Putting on lashes makes me nervous today as well because of the leaking eye over here. I'm probably going to cut the lashes part out only because yesterday when I put on lashes it took me 20 minutes. For mascara, I'm going in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex, as always, to blend everything together and make the roots of it darker. I've realized I did always wonder if it was easier to go in first with mascara or afterward. I've taken a liking to putting the mascara on afterward. Alright, so I'm going to use a little bit of lip balm. I have like forever dry lips. I don't know how to fix this. I've tried lip scrubs, they don't work. I haven't tried masks, like lip masks. I I don't see how they would work, but it makes sense, I guess, since face masks and hair masks work. But yeah, I just have forever dry lips. Okay, so for a more in-depth version of what I'm about to do, I'm going to put my lip contouring video in the cards, because I do use all of these colors, which I am going to list below, and I talk about it in detail, how to contour lips without overlining. But that's what I'm going to be doing today. So Current by MAC, I usually use on the sides. I'm going to do this very roughly because I've done it before, but again, for the in-depth video, sometimes I find myself overlining, not to make my lips look bigger, but to even them out a little bit. So I'll do that on my top lip here on the sides, not so much on the top cupid's bow, but just to round them off so they look less sharp. I have a lot of heavy features anyway, so sharp lips makes me look very stern. And because my lips are thin, it adds to the sternness, like I'm always like sucking on a lemon or something. So in that regard, I overline, not to make bigger, but to make the illusion of plumper. And then I use Plum by MAC for the mid-range part of it. And I'm filling in, by the way, the whole time. When I use red lips, it's not just a liner, it's a fill-in. And because I've put on lip balm, I can blend by just pursing lips together. And I usually check if it's even. I look up to make sure that the bottom is even as well and the top matches. And that's when I go in with my overlining, but not quite overlining, to balance it out. Okay, and Brick by MAC as well, to color in and fill in the rest of the lip here. When I use reds, I do try to soften the cupid's bow. I have a really harsh cupid's bow. Like I said, I look stern. So I try not to have it as pointed as it is. And in doing so, hopefully, it looks softer. But yeah, short of getting fillers, there's not much I can do about the sternness. That's another reason I want to try fillers. I want to see if it softens up my face. So with this red, I do fill in, I go over the Plum color to give it warmth as well, to add red to it so it doesn't look like three different, blending, like with eyeshadows. It doesn't matter how precise you want to be with your pencil filling. Lipstick time. Okay, so I do use two lipsticks because I have them. You don't have to do this because you've already contoured, but I mean, I have them, I may as well. This one here is the darker one. It's called Viva Glam. Sometimes I use this on the whole lip, but today I'm not gonna. And the shape of this is gone, like it's flat, so this is really hard. And this lighter one is Russian Red. And just apply lipstick. I don't know how, like another way to explain that. So this is when I go in with my liners and I draw where I need to draw to balance everything out. So here, this part of my cupid's bow, I bring out, this one I bring up a little, and I do it with the red. Once I apply the lipstick, I use the red, the Brick. Is it Brick? Yeah. Except for what I'm about to do now. So sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't, but I'm going to take Current and over the top, lightly color in those corners to bring that depth back into the lip. I really want to try fillers. I feel like they're going to make my face softer. Anyway, and to set, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. While we wait for this to dry, has anyone else thought of trying fillers? I've wanted to try them for years, but there's just never like, because it's not a necessity, there's never really a time where I'm like, yep, let's try it now. So it's always a thought in the back of my mind. I do want to talk about things like Botox and fillers, procedures in general. Like, I think they're really cool and really interesting, so that'd be a fun kind of segment to have. Alright, so what I do, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, I usually take my powder, my setting powder. This one's the Laura Mercier Double Blur Setting Powder Ultra Blur. And this is the powder that I've used to set my foundation, but because it takes time to do your eyes and your lips and your contouring, I get a little shiny. If you like that shiny look, you don't have to do this. I do it because I know that once I go out, I'm going to get a little oily anyway. So this is like extra security. On my T-zone, and I guess on my nose a little bit more, I take a little bit of powder and I blot whatever shiny there is because I don't want it there. And so there you have it. This is the final look. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope I was able to teach you something. If you liked this video, please leave it a like, and if you'd like to see more, consider subscribing. I hope you have a great rest of the week and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!